Today in crypto, Bitcoin has just set a super bullish record, which really just shows how strong the market is becoming. Grayscale has made another just mega purchase of Bitcoin, proving what the big money is actually doing when dips come. And of course, all of the latest in DeFi news, talking about Cardano and Matic and Polka Dots with loads to cover, so make sure you stick around till the end to get all of the bits. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild land of crypto. So let's start off by talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has just achieved a mega milestone. It has now spent 63 consecutive days above $10,000, beating out the previous record from 2017. Now be clear, that is daily closes, so we have had wicks under $10,000 during this period. All of those dips under $10,000 were aggressively bought up, and the daily candles closed above $10,000. This streak of Bitcoin over $10,000, I believe that this is super significant because it's happening not in a downtrending market or at a market top, but at the beginning of a new bull cycle. This is very, very significant for us. Now, can this streak end and Bitcoin go back under $10,000? Of course it can. But let's just enjoy the fact that the market is already showing so much strength at the moment. And of course, zooming out a bit, we can see that we are forming up a big symmetrical triangle, which has been playing out over the last 2 months. And it could continue to play out for the entire month of October, basically just grinding sideways between $10,200 and $11,200. Now, this formation in of itself does not really give us an indication of where the market is likely to go. It's not as clear as seeing something like an ascending or a descending triangle. My bias wants to say up, though, considering the macro picture and the Bitcoin narrative around being a safe haven and a store of value and all that stuff, and institutional interest coming in, all the stuff we cover here on the channel all the time, as well as our many lines of important support for Bitcoin, including the 20-week moving average, which is so close below us, providing that strong support. But we face many risks in October, from the U.S. Congress failing to pass a new stimulus package, to equity markets falling on bad economic data and just the general fear that's going on right now in equity markets, to the elections in the United States and all the drama that goes with that, to a worsening corona situation in Europe, and so much more. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. All of that could derail our winning streak for Bitcoin and send the price downwards out of this triangle. Of course, the CME gap, the prophecy must be fulfilled. $9,600, the prophecy. Or not. It's also a possibility. Now, some other cool Bitcoin news. Bitcoin miners have already created more than 18.5 million Bitcoin to hit this big milestone just the other day. Now, this is over 88% of Bitcoin's total supply of 21 million. It is now going to take another 120 years to mine the last 12% of the Bitcoin, but around 98% of that will have been mined by 2032. So owning one Bitcoin, just one Bitcoin, by the end of the decade, it's going to seem so ridiculous to most people. Your advantage right now is that you are early. I know it may not feel like that sometimes, but we're early still in this market. The effects of the Bitcoin halving, they're already being felt. That 63-day above 10K thing, think about why that is happening. Yes, more buyers have come in, and that's good. Some very big buyers. But importantly, the ability of miners to suppress the price of Bitcoin is being reduced because they're just not making as much anymore. It's that simple. But of course, you don't have to mine Bitcoin to get into the game. You can just buy it, but you had better be quick. Grayscale Investments, they have got their eyes on all the Bitcoin. They have increased the reserves by another 17,100 Bitcoin this week. The trust now owns close to 2.5% of the entire supply of Bitcoin. And honestly, who the heck's selling Bitcoin right now? Guys, who's doing that? Come on. By the way, I want you to think about this. Bitcoin pullbacks to the $10,000 region, and Grayscale buys another 17,000 Bitcoin. Notice how Grayscale didn't sell Bitcoin when it pulled back. They bought. Grayscale knows its advantage, and the institutional clients that they work with, they know this as well. This is why they keep buying Bitcoin. They're taking the long-term picture here. They know what's coming. They know by the end of the decade, most of the Bitcoin will have been mined. And unlike most retail investors, they're taking that long-term view of where Bitcoin's going to be in 5, 10, or even 20 years. That's beyond most people's range of thinking. The majority of retail investors are thinking like hours or days or weeks, maybe months. So if you can expand your time frames out, you will expand your competitive edge and really be following in the wake of the whales. Now, with all of that being said, some of these short-term macroeconomic crap not disappeared. Those risks do remain. They are very real, especially going into the month of October. Sometimes I feel like people seem to confuse that it's possible to be long-term super bullish on Bitcoin, which I am. I mean, just look at the big picture, look at the macro picture, look at everything that's going on. How can you not be bullish? But also to acknowledge that there are possible short-term bearish catalysts, which, as I mentioned a minute ago, we most certainly have quite a few of those right now, and there are some potentially very serious ones. But that does not invalidate the long-term thesis, and that doesn't really change the fundamentals of Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency economy. It just means that prices might go down, you might have a chance to average in at lower prices. Doesn't mean sell, doesn't mean panic. Means stay the course, be ready for stormy weather. And if you don't get stormy weather, then at least you were ready for it and you're well prepared for when the sunny days come back. A big thank you to BlockFi for sponsoring today's video. To start earning a passive income with your cryptocurrency, then you have got to check out BlockFi. You can start earning 6% on your Bitcoin, 4.5% on your Ethereum, 5% on your Litecoin, 4% on Paxos Gold tokens, and 8.6% on dollar stablecoins like USDC. FlexPay allows you to get paid out in the currency of your choice. So for example, you can deposit dollars and get paid out in Bitcoin, which is a pretty sweet way to stack some sats. You can also take a loan using BlockFi. So if you're sitting on a pile of crypto, but you find yourself in a situation where you need to get some cash, but you don't actually want to lose your Bitcoin, then you can actually take a tax-free loan using BlockFi to get cash by putting up your cryptocurrency as collateral for that loan. So that's pretty damn cool. You can learn more about BlockFi by clicking on the link down below in the description. Okay, now let's move on to talking about some DeFi news. Big news for Matic today. They have added USDT to their ecosystem, which is a massive step forward for Layer 2 DeFi. Well, Matic did recently integrate Maker's DAI stablecoin. The simple reality is that DAI is not used as much as USDT. It's not even close. But the number 2 stablecoin after USDT is USDC. And you know what? Well, Matic just integrated USDC as well. So now we have the 2 biggest stablecoins running on Matic for Layer 2 DeFi. Now, stablecoins, in particular USDT, they're the biggest gas guzzlers on Ethereum. So seeing these transfer off to Layer 2 is also going to reduce strain on Ethereum. It's also important to note that Matic's not the only one doing this. OMG also has USDT running on it, and no one's really using that to any great deal at the moment. However, I believe that Matic actually has a shot at making this work because they actually have a big ecosystem growing. There's something like 60 apps running on Matic right now. So that includes gaming, but also a bunch of DeFi stuff. So that could be really important, bringing these stablecoins in. Next in DeFi news, a new project called Venus, a money market and stablecoin DeFi platform, is launching on the Binance Smart Chain. Now, this is something like a mashup of Compound Finance and MakerDAO, and it's being launched by the team behind the very buzzy Swipe debit card. So you can actually farm this now on Binance. So if you are a BNB, BUSD, or SXP holder, then you can actually get over there and earn some of those coins. And I know that staking your coins on a centralized exchange and a launch pool, it's not really DeFi. But the Venus project itself will be a DeFi platform on the Binance Smart Chain. This is just your chance to actually be able to farm some of it via the Binance exchange. Also, I have a quick update for everyone who has been interested in Polka Starter. So they have their initial listing tomorrow on Uniswap. So if you have been wanting to get your hands on some of this, then the time is soon. So make sure that you are aware of when that is happening. The starting market cap for Polka Starter, it's less than $1 million with initial liquidity only at like $200,000 on Uniswap. So I expect this to move very fast, considering there is a lot of hype that's already built around this. And of course, it's on Polka Dot, so that just adds even more to the hype. Now, Polka Starter, in case you're not familiar, is bringing a fully interoperable DEX to the Polka Dot ecosystem, allowing for cross-chain pools and auctions and for projects to raise capital. So kind of something like Uniswap, but for Polka Dot and with extra features. The MVP is scheduled to launch in Q4 of this year, and full integration with Polka Dot is scheduled for Q1 of next year. And also, on other Polka Dot launch news, I know that a lot of you are interested in getting into the new Polka Dot player Rio DeFi. Well, they have just listed today, so you can actually now go out and buy some on the open market if you want. It's on Uniswap and a couple other exchanges as well. The price is currently right around the initial offering price, so it may actually present a pretty interesting time to enter a position if it is something that you're looking to get into. And the final story for today is about our old friend Cardano. So IOHK is preparing to launch a new important network upgrade. Smart contracts. They're almost here. They're so close. They're so close. This is finally going to allow for a dApp ecosystem to be built on Cardano. This is obviously totally essential for their long-term success. Now, this is going to be rolled out in 3 different phases, starting with some just really simple data packets being brought in first before we actually see more complex contracts being integrated into Cardano, which of course will then allow users to really bring that token economy into play on top of Cardano and actually start building dApps that people want to use and to really bring that token economy in. Now, part of this process will also be an Ethereum token converter, making it super easy for projects to jump ship from Ethereum and come over to Cardano. So that's going to be really interesting to see that happening as well and see who actually jumps ship and moves to Cardano. Now, we still don't have an exact date on when this major upgrade is going to come in for Cardano, but it is coming, and it's coming relatively soon, so that's really exciting to see. And when it does, it's going to make Cardano an absolute force to be reckoned with. Personally, I'm very excited to see how the dApp ecosystem is going to grow on Cardano over the next year or two. This time next year, heck, we could have like 100 dApps or more running on Cardano. I know it's been teased that there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline, so we'll have to see how that actually plays out. But anyway, your question for today: do you see it as a positive or a negative that one single entity, Grayscale, has accumulated almost 2.5% of the total supply of Bitcoin? I mean, how long till they get 5%? How long till they get 10%? Personally, I have some pretty mixed feelings about it. Great to see all the institutional interest. Bad to see so much centralization of the supply, but you'll let me know your opinion down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.